Happy Saturday evening, Instagram Live Q&A time. So to get this rolling before my phone runs out of battery. So coming from not so sunny Marbella today. If anyone has any questions, by all means, just drop them in the actual question answer section, or you can drop them in the feed here. So there's no questions either way. Anything else is fine. So first question, what's the best way to train calves if you don't have the machine? You can train calves on pretty much anything. You could hypothetically train on calves just with a body weight if you had a step. So the best way to train your calves to get them to grow is to go through the full full range. Sorry, I said lesson in the feed there, some commented. The best way to train a calf is to train through the full range of motion. So you literally want to be looking to get on your tiptoes. So for example, if you've got a Smith machine in your gym, you could do Smith machine calf raises. You can do calf raises on a leg press. You can do calf raises on anything that you can get an angle with your foot on. You don't have to have a seated calf raise machine. Tips for huge legs, bro. I'm not so sure about the bro bit. Focus on get very strong, find movements that you actually engage with your legs well with, and get very, very good at those and eat lots and lots of calories. So for me, for example, the best, for example, a barbell squat doesn't work very well for a lot of people, like me included, so it ends up with a lot of back work. I've got very long femurs and long legs, so compared to my torso. So something like a hack squat or a pendulum squat machine would work better, or something with my heels raised, like a safety bar squat with my heels raised. I've actually got a monster leg session coming up with a good friend of mine, Johnny, tomorrow at M13 in Marbella. He's coming all the way over from Portugal, so it should be cool. When am I going to get a lesson in with Joe again? Who's Joe? Who's Joe, Gary? Or do you mean Joe Ballinger? Is that who you mean? I'm not sure. But if it is, me and Joe have actually been texting today about arranging a training session, so it's on the list. Okay, next question, if I can get through to it. While doing leg press, I read if toes kept slightly outward, it reduces chance of knee injury. No, not correct. So if you think the knee is a hinge joint, so it wants to go in a straight line, to try and keep your knee moving always in a straight line and put less pressure and less torsion through your knee joint. Anytime there's a twisting motion through your knee, you're going to be putting stress on the joint and tendons, ligaments. Question from Dion: what do you think of Dorian Yates' kind of sets reps for muscle building to regular push-pull legs or upper lower for hard gainers, seen all your vids? Thanks, Dion. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you've subscribed to the YouTube channel and subscribed to the notifications. I think it is very good, but I think 99% of people don't have the capacity to push themselves to that limit, and I would say I'm included in that. Unless I have someone to train me and actually push me, I can't get the intensity to that level that would probably be required to make that optimal for me. So, for example, last 2 days I've trained with a guy called Dan Christian, who trains a very similar technique, and my body's like I was thinking earlier, my triceps are in bits. I only did 3 or 4 sets on triceps, like they're much more sore than normal, but it's because I literally just got abused. It went beyond failure, and that's what it takes. But you can't do that if you're training on your own. So that's why you have to adjust your training program to whatever your personal requirements are. James Park, you prat. What's the best way to sweat out a big, large Mac meal? If that was me, to be fair, I would go to the gym to do an hour's cardio, just sweat it all out. How to increase forearm mass? I would suggest getting very strong at doing back movements like deadlifts and rows, and your forearms will naturally get bigger. You want big legs, but you can't do leg exercises properly. Well, then there's not a huge amount you could do. You need to learn to do leg exercises correctly. Question: have I ever thought about getting a tattoo? Yes, quite a few times, to be fair, although I'm a very addictive person, I think, so I ended up getting one and ended up with about 1,000 within about a year, and I can never make up my mind of whatever I'd want, and I quite like not having a tattoo because everyone else in the world has got one, so it's good to be different. How long should you break between faster cardio and lifting weights because you feel fatigued after running? I wouldn't do faster cardio and then weight training straight away. That's stupid. So I'd at least try to have a meal or two in between. Have I heard of MJ's gym? Yes, I have, because I know that's where Joe and Jordan train quite a bit over that sort of way. I have toyed with going over there, but it's quite a long way. It's about 2-3 hours for me, but I will probably make it happen. I'm probably going to train with Joe over there, to be fair. I'm new to the gym, do plenty of cardio, I want to get into the weights. I would suggest getting a very good personal trainer to show you how to train correctly, properly. is the most important thing, because that's where most people go wrong, is their actual exercise execution is terrible, and that's why they don't make the progress they're looking for. So that would be my answer in that respect. Next question. Here we go, I love these ones. Is standard ketogenic diet the best with losing body fat? No, the ketogenic diet, everyone asks this, is not the best way to lose body fat. It's basically a fad. The only reason main reason people lose body fat on a ketogenic diet is because they're in a calorie deficit, not because they're not having carbohydrates. So if you think about it logically, your body needs carbohydrates for fuel to train correctly in the gym. A ketogenic diet from a cognitive point of view and for mental function is actually better and better for overall health. But in terms of an aesthetic point of view, you need carbohydrates. So I would never recommend a ketogenic diet for losing fat. Yeah, you're lucky if that's your local gym, MJs, to be fair. You're very, very lucky. So I tell you what, mate, send me a message and direct message me, and I'll see if I can come down and arrange a training session whenever you're around. So just send me a message. Next question, deload week. How and when to do it. So if you get to the point where your strength's not improving, your joints are feeling battered, you probably don't feel like you want to train, I'd probably then take a deload week. You could either take a full 5 to 7 days off, or just reduce it to maybe 2-3 sessions and just do non-failure sets. So don't absolutely hammer yourself, do more sort of pump work, slightly lighter weights, 12 to 15 reps, just lower the overall volume. That's what I'd probably recommend for deload week, and how to do it. In terms of how often, I would probably do a deload week, realistically probably over 3 to 4 months if you're pushing it hard. Most people probably don't push it hard enough to do that. Best advice for bad calf genes. Getting a lot of calf questions. Train them frequently and train them through the full range of motion, like I've already said. Train them very hard. Yesterday I ended up doing forced reps actually with Dan on calves, and it was highly effective. Next question, more reps equals more definition. No, it doesn't work like that at all, so I wouldn't agree with that. Ben, what's the most recent trend that everyone is doing when it comes to weightlifting or diet? There's a lot of people going on this vegan brigade, so that frustrates me. So say, for example, someone like Mike Rashid, if everyone has heard of him, he won like golden gloves of boxing, and he's big into YouTube and stuff, so he preaches the vegan diet. Guy's jacked. He didn't get jacked being vegan, so just think about that. It's not optimal. That frustrates me a lot. Other trends, I think a lot of people just copy each other and don't make up their own mind of what works for them. What exercises should I do to get wider? So you want to focus on getting your delts and your back bigger to get wider up top. How do I get rid of standard stubborn belly fat and get the V-shaped abs? You've got to pull down your body fat overall. So that would be putting yourself into a calorie deficit for a period of time, doing cardio and pulling calories back a bit. Can you gain lean muscle and fat loss at the same time? Yes, you can, particularly if you're fairly new to training. That will work very easily, particularly if you push neutral timing. Oh yeah, the vegan stuff, the cell stuff it's just a joke. Literally, anyone who does that, I just think you're an absolute prat. So I'm not interested in that. There's so many idiots who are doing that at the moment. It's just a gimmick. Question, can I keep doing the Shred and 8 program diet for more time to keep improving? Yes, just renew onto the next Shred and 8 program. There's a completely new training system that I'm putting together for that, and a completely new diet system as well, so it will be all revitalised for everyone. Next question. I train 3 muscles a day. Is it good or bad? It depends on what your goal is and what the rest of the split is, but hypothetically, no. Let's have a look. Do I suggest the use of knee wraps, and are they worth it? I personally wouldn't recommend using knee wraps or knee supports. I think you end up masking an issue doing something like that. Knee wraps in particular actually increase the bounce out the bottom of the squat, for example, so that puts you at more risk of using more load than you can actually control, and you've got more risk of injury. So I wouldn't recommend using either. I'd only use them if you're in the point where you can't actually train correctly, you're struggling to train, that you can use knee supports, can take some of the pressure off your knees, but the biggest priority is actually getting them fixed in the first place. What did I learn the most from training with Yates? Intensity, the mobility drill at the start of the last workout I did with him was very good, and the training split, the way he sets things up is different, which I liked. So that's very, very productive. Question, can I do exercise after dinner late at night? Yes, but if you do train late in the evening, just make sure that you please eat a meal afterwards. And that is it in terms of the people who asked today. So if anyone has any questions, ask away. What to lose stomach fat, I've already answered that one as well. So I think that looks like everything's answered. If anyone has any other questions, by all means, let me know. Mr. and Mrs. Stanley, what's the cost of your 12-week transformation programs? The 12-week transformation programs cost $199.99. So for that, you get a fully customized training program and diet program based around you. You get weekly check-ins. So every week you will update your photos, measurements, and like a list of feedback of how you got on for the week. I will then assess your progress, and then we'll make adjustments every week so we can keep you going forward, progressing to get you to your goal. The problem is when you give someone just a diet and training program, is the body adapts to whatever it is you're doing. So if someone has just training diet program, it won't work for a week or two, and then your body will get used to it, and then you have to make a change. And that's when the art of coaching comes in, is to making the adjustments at the right time to keep the progress going forward, so you can get as much progress as possible within a 12-week period to get you to the end goal, if that makes sense. So within the 12-week program as well, you also get 24/7 for support from me. Whatever you need, I will help you and answer any questions best I can. So by all means, drop me a message directly, Mr. and Mrs. Stanley, and let me know what you think, what your questions are. What do I recommend if you hit plateau with your lifting? So if you hit plateau in terms of, say for example, a bench press, you're doing 100 reps for 10 kilos, you tell it's been a long day, 100 kilos for 10 reps, and then you can't progress that any further. I would then swap that maybe to do a flat dumbbell press, focus on that for 6 to 8 weeks, and then go back to the bench press, and you'll find you're stronger again. So look to alternate out your exercise of something similar, and then go back to the original movement, and you will be stronger. You'll find that will work very, very well for you. It should work nicely. Let's have a look. Other than that, if you're not proving strength-wise, I'd also suggest maybe, again, like someone else asked in regards to a deload, take a deload week perhaps, so maybe take a few days off, and you'll find that you'll be super strong when you come back. So there you go. So that's the thing, Mr. Stanley. So you eventually will plateau. So that's the thing, and that's where you need to make adjustments, and that's where the specific details all add up and make a big difference to get you the progress and get you over the road, over the goal line of whatever it is you're looking to achieve. So if you send me a message directly, I'll see if I can help with whatever the plateau is, and we can try and fix whatever the issue is. So there is no problem there. Your stomach is bloated. It depends. You could get bloating from meals. One thing I'd always recommend to everyone is that you don't drink too much fluid with meals, because it will stand with stomach acid and then it will ruin your digestion. So I'd be very aware of how much fluid you take in with meals. I try not to drink too much. Other than that, I'm going to call it a day there. If anyone else has any other questions, by all means, drop me a direct message. The Shred and 8 program is also live again now, so the link for that is in my bio. If anyone has any questions or anything else, please drop me a message. Recommendation, last one, any self-help books or podcasts, check out Mark Coles' podcast, the Mastery Podcast. Is very, very good. I would highly suggest that. And yes, I think it's another one's Dan Hardy, Compound Effect. It's a very good book. I would recommend that as well. So I hope you have a great evening. See you later.